Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for your motivational speech.
Yeah.
We're all jazzed up now.
We're
Woo!
all just so excited.
Whoa!
So,
Woo! Drank a pot of coffee today. Got my beer.
Tim's got everything he's ever needed.
We were. I've been coming.
Had the uppers, now he's got the downers.
Yeah.
Get them all leveled
It's been a long time since I had my speedball before.
Oh, we're live. My watch told me.
Oh, you got.
The
Oh,
Instagram story.
Jesus. It's staying. Oh, it's barely,
yeah.
just barely,
You're up.
just barely. I better move it back in just a tad. Yeah, it's barely balancing. There we go.
You have it on its exact center of gravity.
Does that work? No.
No, that's the opposite way you want
Well, I know, but at the same time, like, you would, if it was longer out here, it would counterbalance that.
it. And when?
Seems like a weight back here. Oh, yeah.
That was very sexual.
Oh. Have you watched the new Solar Opposites yet? On Hulu? You have access to Hulu?
Yeah.
Have you watched before?
I've watched a few of them.
Really?
Is this another Better
get me
Call
going.
Saul? Hey, talking to your
No.
mics. I can't hear you.
Hey.
It was.
Nah, I can't hear me.
I
either.
can't hear Vince at all.
Yeah.
Wait.
Hey.
So
Everybody just
hey.
calm down.
It's because my mic.
Everybody
isn't
just
on.
calm
Hey,
down.
hey.
Everybody calm
There
down.
it is.
I'm
Really?
back.
I don't know. I think it's
I'm back.
it's a nice in between Rick and Morty thing. I don't know.
Vince, I need to take a moment live to thank you, to plead my love and appreciation for you.
Yeah.
Yes, this weekend, Friday, I was at work. My wife calls me and says, hey, we were at the store, and we came out, and the car would not start. I said, okay. Jump the car with the battery.
No.
So she did that. AAA came to jump the car and acted real funny. So she was driving home and it was chugging along. So she pulled over, stopped at a mechanic shop, had them check it out. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's just your alternator. Alternator's going to be about $1,000. We can do it about 3.5 hours.
$1,000.
$1,000.
She stopped at 24/7.
It's
No,
unnamed.
an unnamed. We won't mention it, but they
Unnamed.
It's gonna be $1,000,
know.
3.5
Those-
hours that she would have to sit in the lobby with all 3 children. And so she called me, and I was
That's
like,
ridiculous.
"What's wrong?" She said, "The alternator." I said, "No.
Yeah.
You don't need it. You don't need to pay them to do it because you know why? Because I'm an experienced car guy. I have access to mechanical fixtures." And she said, "Okay." So she left, and I got on the phone and said, "Hey, Vince, you can replace an alternator, right?" He goes, "Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad." I said, "All right, can you do it?"
Wait. But is that one of those where the alternator is like underneath everything sort of thing?
It's a Toyota, so it's a little tight.
Yeah.
And actually, the Toyota manual, like the repair manual for that,
It says to take the whole bumper off.
yeah, you're supposed to take the front bumper off and
I mean, that's not
take
a
the
terror.
radiator out.
What?
So
A radiator?
Yeah.
So what we
Oh
did
my
is I went and bought a alternator from O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Shout out for $220.
Yeah. Well, I
And-
see why they would have wanted $1,000 for doing all that.
So
Stuff,
and then I took it to Vince, and I gave him some beer
And Jimmy John's.
and Jimmy John's.
Shout out Jimmy John's.
Yeah. And he did it in like an hour and a half
Oh, yeah.
without taking off the bumper
Yeah. Or the radiator?
Or the radiator.
or the radiator.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to do
We
that.
took some bolts off, and I just want to say I did help out a little bit.
He was
Yeah.
there.
I stood
Shirtless too.
I stood in the 105-degree heat while his hand was down in my motor. But I was at least standing there. I still felt the heat, and I was sweating too. So
You couldn't even find a shade tree? I mean,
it was in his
Just my-
driveway.
Just my driveway.
oh, man.
It's where it's closest I could get to my
Yeah,
toolbox.
that's very true. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So yeah,
I
thank
got
you,
to
Vince.
bust out
Yeah.
the tool cart again, man. It felt
Yeah.
good. I
Thanks,
still
Vince.
got
I
it.
appreciate you. I told everybody that I fixed it myself. I just needed your tools and your tool cart. It's like my wife and my
Don't
whole
say that.
my whole family thinks that I'm like a hero, like I'm a genius mechanic.
Don't say that. I want to I want people to come to me, and then that way I can actually charge them money.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll shout you out.
Yeah.
You're gonna start a moonlight business now.
He could.
Good.
Dude, I'm serious. He busted out like. Here's the
That's
thing.
not bad,
Here's the thing.
yeah.
Like Vince has, because you're not ASC certified, are you? No. But
That's for chumps.
but Vince has the mechanic brain. So like here's an issue we had is there's a bunch of screws underneath the alternator, so we're trying to pull it out and it's not coming out. If I were the one working on it, I would turn into like I'd become an ape.
Yeah.
And I would start and like pulling on it and shaking the whole car until I eventually break something. More than likely in this scenario, my hand, because there was a screw holding it in. But then I would just completely panic. I would break down. I would get angry, and I would quit.
Well,
but Vince goes, okay, it's not moving. Obviously, there has to be something holding it in. So let's take a peek around and see what it is and get it out that way. So he definitely has the skill for it. I do not. So I'll be forever grateful for you.
Well, yeah, and having two sets of hands, especially when you're like putting on the belt again, like definitely helps. Like,
Which that was that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Vince forgot to put it back on when I started it.
It somehow fired right up, and it ran for a solid. I mean, we had to run it.
Well,
for
I guess
like 10
that
seconds.
probably has a timing chain in the back or
Yeah,
something like
I
that. So, yeah, because otherwise it wouldn't.
I was blown away. I was
Stayed
like,
on.
I was like, wait a minute, because I have like a tool that's like specifically for getting belts off and stuff. And I saw it on my cart, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't put that back on."
Don't say that, Vince. We're trying to get your business. We're trying to get your
Yeah.
business. It was my fault. It was my fault because I said we put it back. I said that I put it back on, but I hadn't. I had a buddy who it was an old Chrysler minivan. Do you remember those? Like, everybody knows the old like
Town and
2000
Country.
Yeah, Town and Country Chrysler.
Yeah.
So he had this old one, and every time, I don't know what was wrong, what the issue was, but every time he would run over a puddle, belt would fall off while driving.
Oh, that's a loose tension. Right
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was funny because we were coming home from a movie. It was the Avengers 1, the very first Avengers back in 2000. Was that 12? 2012,
Something
yeah.
like that, yeah.
And we were driving home at like 2 in the morning, and like we just hit a puddle and had to pull over on the side of the road because the belt was off of the vehicle. And he had, and it was the same situation. He had to re-put it back on while I just stood there in the rain and watched.
So the belt tensioner is just like going like this,
Possibly,
probably.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Car Talk with Click Clack and
This is
that.
This is
Garage, baby.
Garage Talk.
Yeah,
podcast.
we are
garage.
living
We have
up to
everything.
the name now.
I will say there's this TikTok account, and they just have this kind of like older, bigger guy, and he always like has like these really funny sayings. Like example is, he's like, oh, what is it? Oh, fuck,
All right,
I'm flopping.
now you're ruining
I'll
our
just
podcast.
I'll jump to just the one that pertains to this story, where he's just like working on the car and can't fix something. Don't ask for help. Chuck a wrench across the room. Be a man. And I was like, that hit a little too close to home there, bud.
There is something about it though.
Yeah.
If you have experience working on cars, if you angrily do something or lash out, whatever you're working on loosens up somehow.
Yeah, you come back to it, all of a sudden, boop, just pops right off.
No,
It's like post mechanic clarity,
Yeah.
post wrench clarity.
Yeah.
That you get.
No, it took me like 2 hours to put in a blower motor for my Impala, which is underneath the dash, and you got to like bend yourself in like a weird angle. And unless you take this, I wasn't going to take the seat out. I mean, that would be the easiest way to do it. But it took me 2 hours. But there's like these teeny tiny little screws that you have to screw into plastic, and you cannot see them, and you just have to feel. And it's like, it will not start. It will not start. It will not start. My back hurts. You get up and you just say, fuck! And then you go smoke a cigarette, come back.
Cigarettes are also
Yeah.
invaluable.
And then
the
you get
mechanic
in
shop.
there, and it works. It's a process.
Tim, are you a little bit jealous that I took my van to Vince and not you?
Oh, hell no. No, I would not
Okay.
have. I would.
saw
I do not
I
attack
saw a
that.
little, like I said, I
No,
took
no,
the
no.
Vince and I saw
I
some
am
in
not
your
a-
eyes. You're just
I am
like,
not a
well,
mechanic. No.
I changed my blower motor.
No, I do oil changes. I will do small things like that one. I YouTubed it first, make sure I could do it, and then I was like, okay, I can do that. And no, otherwise I take it to the guy up the street.
Yeah, see,
I don't want to bother you, Vince. I will pay a guy, and I could
did
pay you.
Vince.
Yeah, you guys get special deals where if
Yeah.
you just give me beer.
I gave Vince
beer
a
and
lot
a-
of beer.
and, yeah,
I gave Vince
beer
like
and some
21
food.
beers. No, 24 beers.
Yeah, he got. I wasn't expecting.
All
a big,
right.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I probably should
That's
have
not-
bought you more.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It was $1,000 or give you something.
Hey, now I got beer for the next 3 days.
Well, the alternator alone was probably 200 something. Or
But don't forget the core. You got the core back, right? Took the core back?
I haven't yet. I'm going
God
to.
damn it, Tyler.
It's Sunday. It's my Sabbath day. I'm not working. I'm not going to a store. It's just $60. I'll get it back. You know, I'm cash money, baby. I don't. It's $60 is whatever. But
$60 is $60.
yeah, so yeah, I'm very thankful. You know, yeah, the tensioner wasn't too hard, but because I did the same thing that you did with the blower. I YouTubed him like, okay, I think I can do this. And they're like, oh yeah, move this, take this bolt out, move this, take this bolt out, bolt. I'm like, I'm done. I'm lost.
Yeah.
I will, because if I do that, I'm A, losing things, and B, not putting things back the way they were.
Yeah, and I was able to put it back together with bolts to spare. So, I mean, I was doing it way more efficiently.
Way more efficient.
You don't need all them bolts.
This is Vince says, yeah,
Don't
I
need-
don't have
it's
the
a
tool- I
Toyota,
don't have
it doesn't
the
need
tool
all
for
of them.
this, but it doesn't need to be there anyway, so it's good.
Yeah. It was just to hold a plastic clip on.
Yeah.
You don't need
Lots
that.
of plastic clips and sensors in these newer vehicles.
Yeah. And they're worthless.
So yeah, if you guys need Vince, you really got to open up a mechanic shop in your garage.
Yeah.
You
just-
should.
and
You will have the tools. I mean, you really
I can do most things.
just create a fleet account through O'Reilly's or AutoZone or whatever.
Like I said, I just need to knock out my old garage, build a nice, good-sized shop in the backyard, and I'll be open for business. Also, speaking of shops, last night playing Magic. Listen.
Great
listen,
transition.
listen,
Great
some
transition.
business
He's
opportunity.
been planning this transition. I know you have been.
No, I have not. This came up organically. So this is a business opportunity. Damn it! I should have been like Tyler. Should have came up in a suit, tennis shoes. Damn it.
You gotta wine and dine me first. You have to have the
No,
suit
so-
and pay for my at least beer.
I went to Omaha to play Magic again.
Hold on, I gotta cut you off.
Of course you do.
Because I had an epiphany the other day.
Bookmark that.
So you remember how this is kind of behind the scenes. I won't call anybody out, but we had a situation where we were possibly going to be recording in a studio, and then it didn't work out. We were kind of ghosted. But I thought back to many years ago when I was actually very poor. Like I was actually a poor person, and I wanted to collaborate with this person on something else. I took him out, suit and everything. And he got some food and a beer, but I only paid for his beer. And I thought back, I go, wow, that's
what did it.
That was it.
That's
Tyler, you son of a, you did it to yourself.
So he came back and dangled that in front of you.
Right in front of me. And then
Ripped it away.
he didn't say, but he, I knew.
Yeah.
I knew.
Anyways,
So it's my fault, guys. I apologize.
it's as is most things that happen around the Garage Talk podcast.
for good or bad.
No, so finally got back to Omaha to play some Magic with some friends that I haven't got to play with in a long time. And all of them are doing very well for themselves right now. A lot of them work in kind of like tech stuff. They make
Oh,
a
you
lot
mean
of
like financially?
Yeah. They're all
This
doing
is the worst part. We're just about the most
Dude, we're
pretentious, rich white guy
Listen,
podcast.
guys.
So yeah, me and my friends, we're all doing
But we
very
also-
You
well
guys are
financially.
rich?
we all started from the bottom. And
That's
now
true.
We're here.
We're like Drake, but we actually started poor.
Yeah. And we're not, grooming underage girls. So.
Drake did that?
Billy, or what's her name? The girl from Stranger Things, Elle. He's been doing that with Elle.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown?
Yeah.
You stay away from my Stranger Things people, Drake.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Had-
Anywho.
like
Hold
she
on, is
just
all-
turned
how did you
18.
get any who this? Is this real?
Supposedly, yeah. So allegedly.
How is he grooming her? What does grooming mean?
There's text messages
text messaging.
apparently.
Yeah.
He's just a fan.
Yeah, and like counting down the days till she turns 18. Which I think she's turning 19 this year or something. I don't know. Anywho.
Yeah.
So,
Magic, I
talking
guess.
to the
Don't
boys.
ever put your kids in Hollywood. It's
Just don't. Yeah.
sick.
It's a bad idea. So, talking to my buddies, and one of them, like, he is, like, we joke mostly about being rich. We're also mostly just kind of like upper middle class, maybe.
Which is like the top 2% in the entire world.
Yeah, we always complain about the top 1% when we're just like literally right there.
I think-
granted, there's a huge
There's a
gap.
huge gap
There's
there,
a huge gap there, but
Yeah.
we are just kind of
The
right
rest, the rest of the world looks at us and goes, I wish I had what you had.
Yeah.
I have the facade of middle class, but I'm actually like just
Yeah,
like
Tim's
almost
the peasant.
lower class.
He's the peasant.
I
hero.
got fucking bills, man.
Tim's so
Not
poor
due to
he
my
own-
own fault, but
Tim's so poor he owns his own house.
I don't own it. I don't own it.
Half a dozen cars.
You don't own it?
I don't own it yet. I'm still paying.
Oh
like
my gosh.
it's not paid off.
You have bought a house, though. Most Americans can't even say that. Anywho, I'm going to finish my story now.
Fine.
Without any
Fine.
interruptions. So anyways, talking to my friends. There goes Tyler, I guess.
I'm listening.
I'm just kidding. And one of them, his dad is like pseudo-retired, but like a lot of rich white men do once they get up in age, they just do a lot of like investing, and they do like small little entrepreneurial like little escapades sort of thing. And so all of our friends, we've been
Sorry, my headphones were like, I have a buildup of earwax or something because I have the buds and they
Gross.
would not stick in.
Fucking
So I had to get my
gross.
daughter's Frozen
Do you want to build a snowman?
headphones. So now I can hear, and now they're not falling out. And I'm gonna sit here dicking with
No
them
more interruptions.
constantly. No more
Here-
interruptions.
Yeah,
Vince, please
here we
continue on with
go.
your story.
And so, anyways, after we got done playing, had a great night playing Magic. Then it was me, my buddy Brian, and Todd. We're all just kind of chit-chatting around at the end, and he was like, Brian, he's like, Vince, I remember your old dream of wanting to own a Magic card shop. And he's like, listen, man, me and Todd, we're coming up with some software for selling cards, like being more efficiently selling cards and stuff. And we really want to use that as kind of like a front to start selling like cards that we all have. And so he's like, and we're going to use that to kind of build up a reputation as like selling online and stuff until we can eventually find a brick and mortar stop. But we really want to do, obviously this is like a 5 to 10 year plan, right? But they were like, we want, like, you're going to be in on this.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So
Because I've been telling you to do this for years.
well, that's the thing is that these guys like have
They actually have a plan, a business plan.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have no
And are
idea how to
able-
start a business, so I'm just like
And able to might be able to code like a website and an app
they make
maybe.
software for stuff.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and like so there's I wish you would know where this place is, but there's a very large card shop in Seattle. Shout out our Seattle listeners, called Card Kingdom, and they kind of do a similar thing where like instead of like going to the card shop and like flipping through all the pages of stuff to have, they just when you come in, there's like little computers and tablets and stuff that you go to, and you scroll through their inventory that way or search up stuff that way. And so that's what they're trying to do is like come up with like a even more efficient system like that, and have like Lincoln on the map, or Omaha, I guess, would be on the map as like a place to buy.
You don't
cards.
want that though, Vince. That's like, I feel like it's contradictory to your dream. Like you have this dream and you build your own shop and it's amazing, but then it's got to be in Omaha, the place a place that you dislike.
Unfortunately, I couldn't convince them to move it to Lincoln
Well,
or something. But
see, but the other thing is,
Here, no.
if the website app is like viable, makes money, you're probably gonna get a nice fat buyout from somebody else.
Yeah.
Probably
Bezos.
Jeffrey Bezos, and you use that to build your brick and mortar.
and that was the
And
thing
then he'll
too.
probably buy that out and shut you down. But it's fine.
Well, that's what the thing is that they were like, being able to approach other card shops and stuff and be like, hey, you can use our software and stuff for so much money, and that way you guys have like a more efficient way to
subscription service. Oh,
more of an efficient-
yeah.
So you're not doing this right. You're not thinking this right because you're a good friend and you're kind of loyal. You need to Steve Jobs these guys.
Okay.
You need to let them be the brains of it and then take all of it and build it and lock it into your own thing and where
Great.
you're in
Yeah.
control
Yeah.
and lock them out.
No, this is a great
Like
idea.
Steve
Except I
Wozniak.
just don't know how to do the computer stuff.
You don't
that
have the
they're doing.
business. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Steve Jobs doesn't know shit about computers.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I feel like he
It
knows.
was
more about
Wozniak who knew it all.
Yeah.
And then
but
he had
he's
Wozniak
still-
build everything. He was the businessman. You're
you
also
sure?
not a businessman, but
I guess I don't know enough about Steve Jobs because he's a trash person.
you should watch the movie Jobs
I'm
with
good.
Michael Fassbender. Really
Yeah.
good.
No, I'm good.
Mm.
I could care less about Steve Jobs.
Why they
And-
pertain him to be a piece of shit. Like that's how
Yeah,
they
I
portray
believe
him.
it. I mean, that'd be the only truthful way to portray him. I don't even think you could lie about it.
I'm just saying you need to be cutthroat. Steal their stuff and boost yourself into the sky.
For sure. Once I figure out how to get away with something like that, where
All right, so I just want to take this opportunity to piggyback on your piggybacking. We could be an official magic podcast.
Stop, guys. I was rocking a semi all the way back to Lincoln when they were getting me all riled up about a card shop, and now you guys got me full blown.
We do live
full
podcasts
mass.
in the shop.
Stop.
It'd be awesome. We'd also have Garage Talk.
Yeah.
Garage Talk will never die. Garage Talk will live for eternity. Even when nobody is listening anymore, we'll still have Garage Talk. But then we can have this other thing called Magic Talk. Very, very uncreative with names. Where we get a huge magic gathering, and then they all jump over to this podcast, and then I finally am successful piggybacking somebody else. This is a foolproof plan.
Foolproof.
I love it.
I'm in.
I see. I'm waiting for one of these days, probably not Tim, but you or I are going to launch off into the stratosphere of wealth and success. I'm going to be very interested to see how that how it happens, when it happens, and what happens afterwards. Are we going to forget about each other? Are we going to take care of this podcast first and foremost? Are we going to take care of each other's families? What are we going to do? Are we going to ghost each other? I don't know.
Take care of each other's families.
Yeah.
That feels like a one-sided thing. So it feels a bit one-sided there.
Yeah, it would be a lot cheaper for me to take care of you. But yeah, it'd be because I'm waiting, because that's what this podcast is waiting for, our outside success. Like I said, probably not Tim's, but for you or I outside success, and that will in turn draw people into this podcast. Like, holy shit, they've been doing 229 of these. Wow.
I gotta go back and listen to them all.
Please don't. We have we're like, our podcast is a senior in high school.
What?
Yeah, we started off as freshmen podcasting. We're in year 4.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 4 years.
Huh. Well.
But
why does that have to be high school though? Like,
they were seniors in college.
well, there's always that 5th year.
That's true.
That's the average now.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Millennials are so lazy they can't even do it the proper amount of time.
Can't
no, going back.
20 hours of credits is a lot.
Going back. I'm very excited for you, Vince. Hopefully this works out. Hopefully you get to have your dream come true of having your own magic shop. And do you have any innovative ideas for this? Like, what would you do with the shop? Would you have game nights? Any other cool stuff?
So that's like the majority of like where.
Would it be like a part magic shop, part brewery?
I mean, that could be fun, but probably not.
Probably not. That'd be a lot of extra expenses.
Yeah, there's a lot of like bureaucratic like loop stuff you have to jump through to liquor licenses and
and brewing is another whole thing.
Yeah, so let's focus on one thing at a time. If
I get excited.
It pops off. Yeah.
My brain starts wheeling.
Yeah,
that's not a term or a phrase, but I just made one. It starts wheeling, and I out of control. Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah. Tim, what's your dream? Because I've thought about this, because I envision myself coming across a large, massive sum of money after selling all my books or doing something really cool, or inheritance or lottery or something. But I'm like, it'd be cool to help out my friends. Like, I would give Vince money to have his own shop. And I would give Tim money to. I don't know. What would Tim do?
I don't know, honestly.
You don't have a dream?
My dreams are dead. Oh yeah. No, I wanted to, I really wanted to make I really wanted to be a musician, and then I discovered that
you have to have
talent.
God damn.
Yeah. I just did not. I don't know. I just wasn't willing to put in the work and effort of doing that, I guess. And
see, Tim, but I could see you having like a music shop, like a record shop.
Yeah.
You sell records and instruments.
I mean, that would
no CDs.
That would be that'd be. No, I'm not even a record guy. Like, and I said this 1,000 times.
You have the vibe.
Yeah, I just, and also I stopped finding new music in 2011. So I mean, it's just.
That's fair.
My music. I mean, music used to be like that.
That
That's
was
what
your
I
passion?
should have done, and I also wanted to be a radio or television broadcaster or something like that. That vision died. I thought I wanted
when you
to
realized you
thought
mumbled too much.
Ooh.
Damn.
Sorry,
No,
I'm being real
I couldn't.
here.
I
I'm just
couldn't.
glad it's not me.
I,
this
I
week.
just
Holy
couldn't.
Shit.
I couldn't do math, so I couldn't go to a university to go to J school and do that. So that vision died.
J school?
Journalism.
Journalism.
Yeah.
I took a journalism class in JUCO,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm gonna be a sports journalist. Took one like journalism 101 and said, this is fucking stupid. I'm never coming back.
Yeah. I probably could have done.
Shows.
Honestly, political science is probably a major that I could have done really well, but at the same time, that doesn't pay shit. And you also have to like, basically, that's one of those things you had to become a professor and then write books in order to do anything on.
Be a
So that's
politician,
out.
You're very negative, Tim. So okay, so let's, we're dreaming.
Being a politician would be nice if it wasn't so soul crushing. The idea, like
Not so
I'm
crushing.
very
you just have to
ide-
sell your soul.
right,
That's
yeah,
all.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you
Because
Tim,
because
What
I'm
they do
very
with it
I'm
is up
very
to them.
idealistic.
he's idealistic. He would sell out in a minute.
Yeah.
He was just talking about
So-
how poor he was.
Yeah.
Oil company would come along. Hey, buddy, here's a
mean-
check. Just make sure everybody votes no on this.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. And Tim's like, yes, sir.
You got it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want me to do for you?
But then I'm confused. Like you'd get, they'd buy your vote, and then all of a sudden, like,
But
what would you do with all your money now?
Yeah.
Because again, you
Well,
apparently
that's the
all your
thing.
dreams are dead.
But
what are
that's
you gonna do?
but yeah, that's the whole idea of being a politician. Like, it wouldn't be very fun if I stuck to my idealistic ways and I wasn't able to be bribed or make money and be like Bernie Sanders and somebody
you
needs
don't
to
want to get
replace.
bribed and bought like Bernie Sanders. Is that what you said?
You know how
No,
many houses he has, Tim?
like one
No.
or two.
There's 3 houses Bernie Sanders
Three.
owns.
That's
Oh my
fact.
god. Oh, he's actually a millionaire because he sold a book. Anyway,
you think he
he's
just
not a
became a
millionaire.
millionaire
If
from
he was-
selling books, Tim?
Anyway, Tim, so okay, I'm trying to create a dream for you since you're so pessimistic about your life. Like, okay, so like you could be a radio DJ for a pre-2011 music station.
Yeah, it'd be the oldies now.
but
It'd be you could be an oldies radio DJ. People would love it.
Yeah.
They would love your little jokes that you make and stuff, and
Mhm.
talk about. And you can do all your political activists because it's your radio show, and you can talk about all the stuff.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to do that? You can bring
I don't
Bernie
know. I
Sanders
don't know.
onto the radio
It
station
used
to
to be-
talk.
used to it used
mean,
to
he's
be
gonna
the
be dead by-
requirement.
By the
Yeah.
time Tim's dream comes true, he'll be dead.
Usually they sometimes for I don't know what if it's changed, but it used to be for radio broadcasting you did have to have a degree.
I know, but we're talking about our dreams here. Like
Yeah.
that was pre-internet days. Like with the internet, you could do anything. Vince can
Uh-huh.
he doesn't. Vince is probably the most business illiterate person you've ever met. But because of the internet and because of he has an X amount of money and tech savvy friends, he can open up a shop and be the business owner.
Mhm.
If you
I don't wanna
had-
be a
if
business
you had
owner,
a
that's for sure,
large
no.
sum of money, you could buy a building and
Mhm.
record things and send it out into the airwaves like we're doing now. Except for you play music and
I thought we were finding a way for me to make a large sum of money.
no, we're
For
making
me.
your
Oh,
we're-
after
we're
I have
finding
large
your
sum.
dream. So like if
Oh,
you had money,
okay.
you can invest into this dream.
I mean, if I had a large sum of money, I wouldn't probably do much.
Well, not a large sum of money, but if somebody like gave you like an ability, like a possibility or an opportunity to
Uh-huh.
invest in yourself
Uh-huh.
on a dream that you had, that's the scenario we're talking about. Not
I
just
mean-
laying in a pool of margaritas all day and drinking it. Even though granted that would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be great.
I don't know, man.
Can I
Like,
change my dream?
I mean, this is pretty stupid, but my current job is the best. It's the
So you
The
do
only
you
jo-
really do like your job.
the
don't you?
only thing that I've been good
It's
at.
gotta be a weird feeling.
Like it, not the only thing, but it's the best I've ever been at a job, and I would never really want to do anything else
Tim, you
because
gotta reach for the stars, man.
yeah. So maybe eventually,
or just reach for the branches.
way in the future, I would like to have a tree business or keep doing what I'm doing and make more money doing it. I guess.
Okay,
like,
so you want to have your own tree business?
not
and
really.
Then
I would.
your current employer
I really don't.
to work for you then,
No.
and then you would pay him minimum wage. That's how he likes it.
Yeah, I get paid minimum wage. No, I don't know. It's a shitty dream, but I mean it is. I do enjoy.
No dreams.
I do
are
enjoy
shitty,
it.
Tim. If
No,
you want to
I-
own your own tree business, that's awesome.
I no, actually,
You're killing the
I
earth,
actually
but-
I don't want to own my own tree business, but that is literally the only like step up for me at this point. Like that's all there would be. Is just for me to make more money doing what I already do. I don't know.
But you always sound like
I don't want to
hate
be
your
in.
job.
I don't. What? No, I don't hate my job, but
Yeah,
I
see,
don't
that's
wanna,
something
yeah.
That's awesome.
Man, I don't like doing it all the time, but I do
Well, that's
like.
every-
Like this
I
week,
don't
there's
like.
100
yeah,
103
yeah,
degrees.
exactly. That sucks, but no,
Every
I
job
do.
has their days, but
Even owning your own magic shop business.
yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna because there's gonna be smelly guys coming in there all the time.
fat neck beards.
Yeah, I'm just be like, well, that's a bummer, but they gave me money, so here we are.
Man, I thought I could crack you open there, Tim, but I guess not.
I don't know. I
Well, hopefully,
don't know,
maybe
man.
as my dream kind of starts to maybe come to fruition, maybe that'll inspire Tim to
Tim will be
find
inspired
a
by
dream.
your success.
yeah.
I
And
don't
when
know.
obviously the dream of the podcast, becoming a Spotify exclusive.
Well,
and-
it never can. Ooh. Give me that Joe. Give me that Joe Rogan money, baby. We'll talk about whatever you
or
want to
maybe
talk about.
maybe
Yeah.
Alex Jones and Infowars will pick us up or something.
I don't care who it is. If you give us money, we'll say anything. But we'll never get there because Tim doesn't have a damn dream, apparently. That's all right, Tim. It's okay. You don't have
his
to.
dream is to see our dreams fulfilled.
Yeah.
He's just such a good
Yeah.
friend that he just wants us to be successful.
Right.
That's nice.
Sure.
Oh, that another stipulation I told the guys when this is the innovative part of the business that I came up with, and I hope you know what this is. If not, or even our listeners, hopefully they know what this was. Back in the we're gonna sell Balls energy drink exclusively. You remember Balls
Does
energy
that
drink?
still exist?
We talked
Oh.
about this before a few episodes
We
ago.
have, yeah. I told them we're gonna
Bringing it back.
bringing it back.
And you know what, Vince? You're like the you'd be a perfect shop owner because you're like a conduit. You're like you can link cool people and like fat, smelly nerds
Mm-hmm.
into the same hobby
Mm-hmm.
because you're not fat or smelly. I don't think,
Yeah, and I'm semi-athletic, so it's
and you're semi-athletic. So like you're like the bridge.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's cool, man.
Here bringing people together. That's why I grew the hair out, kind of have the beard going. Jesus.
Looking good. Tim sent me a Snapchat of 3 years ago with you
Oh,
with short
yeah.
hair.
Oh, I know, right?
That
Drunk off my ass. And
Eating hot dogs.
Armful
What are
of
you
hot
gonna do with
dogs.
all them dogs, man?
All right, come on, man.
We will. We eat all these dogs. Oh.
Wait,
Hey,
we're back.
Okay.
We're back, baby.
All
We
right.
good. We're good.
All right.
Wait,
Last time.
check.
What?
Oh no, GarageBand's not picking up anything. Everybody talk.
I'm talking. I'm talking.
Last time this happened,
Oh, there we go.
even YouTube cut out. Like
Hiccups.
it ended.
Yeah, YouTube froze there for a second.
Well, it ended it like the last time that happened.
Oh, it was like
so-
over, straight over, dead.
Yeah. Last time this happened, yeah.
I mean, it says we're going right now.
Okay, well, good.
Pull up your
What?
phones. You're the one who you're subscribed. Speaking of which, if you're listening to this on your podcast app, subscribe to the Garage Talk Podcast YouTube. Get notifications whenever we go live, so you can come chat with us
Yeah,
and have a
hit
good
that
time.
bell notification icon. Subscribe, comment, share.
Now we're just being those annoying
Yeah.
guys. I hate that. Well,
We only need like 6,000
those guys have
more
more subs than
followers.
I know
So-
it's so bad because like it's like I hate being that guy, so I don't do it, and it's like, oh well, I guess it actually works.
Yeah.
Just silly.
Yeah, looks like we're good.
Yeah, we're good. We Gucci.
Anyways,
Yeah, we gotta get signed up for Beer Fest. We should probably all just
Mhm.
gather together and do that before we
just
leave
do
here
that.
today.
Yeah.
And then I'm signing up for basketball tonight and waiting to hear back from my buddy to make sure we have a fifth person so we can keep that cost down.
Okay.
But once we do that, I'm gonna be putting in an order for some customized Garage Talk basketball jerseys, and we'll be we'll be ready to go. This thing's gonna be legit. Probably get some, maybe get a few more subscribers while we're out in the courts.
Let's do it.
All right.
Just scream garage talk every time you go up for a dunk. Can you guys dunk?
Yeah.
Good.
I can
No, I
touch.
cannot.
I used to be able to grab the rim, but I could never dunk.
Yeah, with your knees now, ain't no chance you're getting.
I used to be able to grab and hang, but I could never get the ball over. Like it would always just hit, and then I would just that. But that was
White-
like when
white
I was
men can't jump.
my senior year in high school.
Science.
Yeah.
And we also have fantasy coming up. I'm gonna put this up on the screen here for our YouTube listeners. Just got on our championship fantasy football belt for the Garage Talk Fantasy fan page.
I can't believe
I
he did.
really butchered that. The Garage Talk Podcast Fantasy Football League. We have a championship belt, and producer Ron was the champion of this last year.
Oh yeah, put it up there. I'm not clapping. I will.
Ronald
Bringing you
Lucas, the
down.
second worldwide quarantine.
Is he gonna take that home with him when he's back?
He's not coming back. He's not going to make it for the draft.
I know.
I thought that was a big stickler on you, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed about it. But he pays us an exorbitant amount of money every month,
okay.
so I'm not going to say anything, Tim.
Okay.
Like Grady doesn't pay his shit, so I'll say
yeah.
something to him. But Ron, I'm like, oh yeah, take your time, dude. You can't come out, that's fine. Do what you got to do.
All right.
Yeah. Also,
Makes
bad news.
sense.
Nick's not coming now. Couldn't get off work. Bum.
Quit.
So yeah, exactly. Are you dedicated to this league or not?
Yeah.
So hopefully Patreon Matt shows up. He's our new in-town person.
Mhm.
But luckily Steve and Trevin will be here as well. So it's a good little outing, I think.
All right.
Should be a good time.
Mhm.
You guys have any food recs? Rob and I are putting together a list right now. We can do this off air. Nobody listening cares what food we eat.
Right.
But yeah, it's exciting fantasy football. I'm getting reinvigorated, guys, from the off season. It's so, the Hall of Fame game was on Thursday between the Jaguars and the Raiders, and then now all like the sports podcasts and all the football podcasts, fantasy football podcasts, they're all coming back. Everybody's getting excited for football season, and it's like my heart's pumping a little bit harder. We're here.
It's getting
so close, boys. I could
2 weeks till the draft now.
I can smell it. I can smell football in the air.
I have nothing to look forward to or be excited about.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough year for you.
I got my name in today.
Ooh.
My new team name in
Did
today.
you? Good. Yeah. If you're a newer listener for our since this is a podcast of ingenuity and creativity, our fantasy football league, we're required by corporate to have a new fantasy team name every single year. So
Yeah.
By
It's
Supreme Leader.
It's getting tough. It's getting
by Supreme Ruler type.
Yeah, it's getting tough to think of new ones, especially with the.
It's not new. I have to come up with 3 new ones every year for all 3 of my leagues. For
but
you, with
do
your
all of yours have the requirement that you have to change your name?
Yeah, it's a personal requirement that I hold myself to the standards
okay,
that
I got you.
in place on you guys.
Yeah, I don't hate having to change it. It's getting harder for me because I picked I kind of pigeonholed myself with the
Sexual things.
Yeah, it has to.
You could break away. It doesn't have to be
I
sexual.
know, but I this might be my last year of keeping the dick theme. But
Hey guys, remember when I said the podcast or the YouTube was good?
it's not.
Mine's good. Your screen's frozen.
Oh, hey.
That's okay.
So
Yeah.
keep talking. I'll bring you back up here.
Yeah,
Bring you
all
back
right.
up to speed.
Anyways, so new team name this year. I might change it if I think of something better, but it is Cuppin' Coops Long Dicker.
Oh my god. Jeez.
Which is obviously Cooper Kupp, David Long, and Dicker the Kicker, who we got from Texas, who we signed in May this year. So yeah.
Yours just goes deep. Yours runs deep.
And yeah, the app actually told me that I could not have Dicker in there because there was a banned word, which doesn't make sense because like 2 years ago I was the Big Dick Nixons, and so to get around that I changed the I to the Spanish upside down exclamation point, and it worked. So I don't know if the rules have changed or if ESPN's app sees context, but that is the deal. So yeah.
Which have we finally came to a conclusion on that? Are we sticking with
What's that?
ESPN or are we?
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
sticking with
Moving on.
ESPN. I'm gonna do I'm gonna
Too
do a
many people
trial.
said yes. Moving on.
What's that?
Nothing.
Too many said
didn't
yeah. Yeah,
well,
so
it was too
I'm
many.
gonna do a trial run.
I was the only one that said yes, ESPN, but
Yeah.
But everybody else was like, I don't care.
wishy-washy.
So I'm going to pretty much just stick with ESPN. I'm going to give the Sleeper app a trial run this year, and then if I really like it, then we'll go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just it's been on there so long. It's like you can look back at the years and how you did. And
I don't want to do that.
I don't like change. Yes, I know.
I don't want to look back on
I
any of the
know.
years.
I was so close last year. So close. Like a point away from going to the playoffs.
just the
Won't let it
playoffs
go.
are going. You're just
I know.
so close.
I just
to the
want.
playoffs.
That's all I want at this point.
Sorry, I'm not paying attention. I'm really trying to get.
Are
you
they-
guys' I got your video back.
Okay.
Oh God!
What the
Spoke
hell
too soon.
happened?
Spoke too soon.
Since there's a lag, I went to grip your photo and it didn't work, and I gripped the background and moved it around.
Oh man.
This is
a
kind of
m-
the
this is a
quality grade A
mess.
listening you can find here at the Garage Talk podcast.
Yeah.
Tyler trying to fix technical difficulties. Oh man.
It's so hard. All right, well, it's just gonna
No.
be shit the rest of
So
the
yeah,
episode.
the Broncos lost another wide receiver
Oh.
to a throat injury.
Throat?
Yeah. I'm assuming he got hit in the throat.
Who?
Ow.
Nobody too crazy.
Well, let's start with the big one. Tim Patrick blew his ACL. Granted, Tim Patrick's like a wide receiver 3 maybe, but he balled
He
out
stepped out.
He balled out
He's-
last year when
yeah,
they
he
needed him.
stepped up big.
And yeah, that's a bad loss. While you're looking that up, Vince, what was your team name again? I was busy trying to find stuff.
Sorry. Cup and Coops Long Dicker. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, Vince is already struggling because the Broncos picked up his most hated player in the NFL. As
And
their
he's gotten
quarterback.
he's gotten 2 of the receivers hurt already this offseason.
Wow.
He single-handedly
Yeah.
led them astray. Did you see how he rolled up to training camp?
No.
He was wearing his own jersey. He pulled up in his truck wearing his own jersey coming into the facility.
I didn't realize that was taboo. I
He,
guess.
yeah, he got a lot of flack for that from the Twitter.
What are you
Twitter
supposed?
sphere.
What are you supposed to do?
It was his casual clothing. He was just wearing his own jersey.
Well, it's his new team. I don't know. It's got to. I don't know.
Are you defending Russell Wilson?
I really don't want to, but I
You
get.
kind
I'm
of are.
kinda, yeah.
It's just kind of conceited, Tim, especially for somebody who's so humble and selfless.
Yeah.
To like show up
Yeah.
like, all right, you're looking in your closet. You're like, what am I gonna wear? I'm gonna look fresh for the cameras when I first pull up to the new building.
Maybe
my
just
brand
got
new
it
team.
in.
Here, let's go. There's this cool thing here. This nice shirt. Here, how about me? I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear me. He's the embodiment of Seahawks fans. Like they can have any jersey they want. They just pick themselves.
I get. Yeah. It is douchey, but at the same time, this is his first year there. I feel like that's worth a slide, but
Okay.
I don't know.
Did you
But
also,
yeah,
did you
but
like
also
did you also like his Let's Ride video?
I have not seen it. no.
Broncos. I've showed you.
Oh, that
Broncos country.
Yeah.
Tyree Cleveland was who got the
Throat injury.
throat injury. He damaged cartilage in his neck.
Ugh.
I think they
Like-
said like
That sounds like a fan injury. that somebody
Collapse
would
his
do, like,
esophagus or
heavily.
what?
That sounds like something that a Bills Mafia fan would experience during the season.
so.
Crushed his Adam's apple or something or what? Jeez.
Yeah, I have no
Wow.
idea. All I know is that I have a friend who's also a Broncos fan, but he is very excited about Russell Wilson coming to Denver.
Everybody is besides you, Vince.
Yeah.
Well, and then so he sent me this article talking about how Russ is changing the culture in Denver and everything like that.
To a winning culture.
Yeah, which apparently, maybe he needs to take it easy because apparently he's telling people to go too hard in practice. Tim Patrick's blowing out his knee. This guy getting choke slammed, apparently. Maybe, Russ, you need to fucking cool your jets before until you burn down the whole stadium next time, okay? Getting everybody hurt.
Cooking too much.
Yeah.
Cooking too
There's
much.
no.
yeah.
Setting.
We need OSHA to come in here and get some ground rules in.
Yeah.
But yeah, football's back. Yeah, are you gonna watch? What are you gonna do? I'm so. What
Like
are
I
you
said,
do?
I'm gonna watch. I'll still watch. I'm just not gonna.
You hope you win in spite of him.
What?
You hope you win in spite of.
Well, again, we're gonna apparently all of our receivers are gonna be hurt before the start of the season. So
Yeah, but he'll throw it to himself.
he's not tall enough for that, Tyler. He's not gonna make it past the offensive line because they're all still gonna be in front of him. And he'd be like, I don't know what to do.
Are you cheering for Drew Lock up in Seattle?
No, I'm not gonna cheer for Drew Lock in Seattle.
Okay.
He's in Seattle.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cheer for anybody up there.
I kind of want Drew Lock to like ball out. It'd be so fun. It'd just be hilarious.
I do
It
too.
would
I
be
hope he
fun.
balls out, but I hope Seattle loses every single game they have.
Hey, I was thinking about this week. What quarterback room would you rather have? Would you rather have Drew Lock and Geno Smith, or Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold?
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I should have thought of that before I asked that. I mean, one guy's been to the playoffs.
I mean, yeah. No, yeah. Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield obviously like have their days. At least they got up days. But
Geno Smith straight trash.
Yeah. He had a good 5 minutes of a quarter.
And we'll
there
see.
last-
I think the jury's still out there in Drew Lock. I'll give him
I
that.
still think it's hilarious. I called it last year when Geno Smith came in, when Russell Wilson got hurt against the Rams, and I was like, oh, they're going to start chanting Geno because he just marched down the field, and they did.
So last
And they
week,
still lost.
on last week's episode, did you guys listen to the episode on the podcast app? I did a quick
no.
preview because that morning they had Judge Sue Robinson gave her recommendation to the NFL of 6 games.
Oh,
So let's talk about
Deshaun
that
Watson,
real quick, a little bit.
yeah.
We'll dive deep. So for
Mhm.
Deshaun Watson, the NFL brought in the NFL and the NFLPA agreed that they would have an outside person come in and rule on cases. So in the Deshaun Watson case, obviously there's 24 lawsuits or whatever. They brought in 4 women to the NFL. They gave their testimonies and stuff to the judge to review, and she
Mhm.
said, according to the conduct policy and everything else, I think he should be suspended 6 games. The NFL is now going to appeal that and say, no, we want more.
Mhm.
Now, we don't really have to talk about Deshaun Watson. We've talked about that quite a bit. Obviously, it's because it's a hot topic. But
Yeah.
I think the precedent here, though, it almost sets a dangerous precedent from the NFL
Mhm.
in the situation that them and the NFLPA agreed that they were going to go with somebody else on the outside. And then whenever that person makes a ruling, the NFL can say, actually, no, we don't like that. Because the NFLPA cannot do that.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's like you guys want a fair system? All right, we'll bring somebody else in, but also we still have the power to overrule that person.
Because overwhelmingly online they're getting trashed for this, and that's why they're coming back and appealing.
And that's why I just kind of want to talk about real quick from a player's standpoint and from the association and the union standpoint, because does Deshaun Watson deserve more? Probably. I don't know all the details of the cases, but what it made it sound like is she said that there was non-violent advances from Deshaun Watson. So me
He's a
reading
creep.
that he it was a Louis C.K. kind of thing.
He's a creep.
He's a creep. He wanted to just jerk off. I've read some of the reports. He lifted up and was patting his taint for him and stuff. Really weird guy.
Yeah.
But it sounds like there's no physical.
Right. He has
force.
never been charged with a crime.
He just was
Yeah,
exposing himself in ways that people
creep.
didn't want to be exposed.
He's a creep.
He's
yeah.
a perv.
He's a fucking perv. Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, I suppose as far as the image goes for the NFL, I think they want more because of how they've punished players in the past.
Yeah.
And it does not make any sense whatsoever. And if they're ever going to try to make it start making sense, maybe they should try to start now. But I don't know, man. Like, yeah.
So it'll be interesting what they do. And
I
also
really
it'll be
don't
interesting
care what they do,
going
but-
forward. Because as from a player, all the allegations aside, from the player standpoint, I was like, shit, I could be, unfairly judged for anything. But I guess that's always been the case. So maybe it's not that big of a deal. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, Vince?
it's kind of it. I agree with you guys that like the NFL being like, okay, yep, we're gonna find somebody else to do it, and then just like going right back to like, well, we don't like that.
Actually,
we're getting way too much blowback on this.
But it's also very interesting that, again, like players in the past.
If there was no video, Ray Rice was going to be suspended for 2 games. If there was no video and he knocked a girl out, 2 games.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Also, anybody who's like, and this kind of like people are making arguments all over Twitter and stuff like, Calvin Ridley got suspended a whole year. It's like, okay, but first of all, he was literally
he knew gambling.
He's gambling on the game that he's playing in. Like,
well, he was injured.
It doesn't matter. You have to put the hammer down on that.
Right.
I 100% agree with that because if you let that slide,
that's been a rule for.
That's a thin fucking line you're walking. If you're gonna be because that could literally damage the product of your game.
Yeah. Pete Rose still
exactly.
banned.
So
still
I don't think
gambling,
anybody who's in a calling out Will Compton who's hashtag free Calvin Ridley. Fuck off, dude. This is pertaining to the game. Okay. Deshaun Watson being a pervert it's bad for the look. Doesn't damage the integrity of the game itself. Yeah. So stop trying to compare the two. Granted, yes, what Deshaun Watson did was much worse from a humanistic standpoint.
Yeah.
But you can't ease up on somebody for possibly damaging the game that you play in.
And again, maybe from the start being more strict with sexual misconduct stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of always just doing this fucking juggling act of.
Well, it's because what happened is like before the internet, nobody knew or cared.
Yeah.
And everybody found out. Like,
it was funny. Apparently, there's a like massage therapy convention happening
in Cleveland.
In
it's
Cleveland,
not a joke.
And it's like blocks away from the Browns stadium.
We live in a scripted simulation. It's just you can't. It's just hilarious. Did you guys see the NFL memes on him? The best was Chris Carter in Rush Hour 2 walking in, and it's the curtain opens up. There's all the women there. He's like, I can pick anyone I want.
All right.
Anyway, he's like, I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna take that one. You. Hilarious.
Right. Also, there was like Ben Roethlisberger comes out and Robert Kraft also
condemning Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun.
I guess Kareem Hunt actually requested a trade from the Browns, and they said no.
Damn.
Oh, he only kicked a child, right? Or what did he do again?
It was his girlfriend.
Girlfriend, that's right. Yeah, okay.
I'm not saying that he requested a trade because his moral stance. He probably did it because Jacoby Brissett's more than likely going to be his quarterback for the whole year.
Well, Chubb's got to have somebody to come in for him after running the entire game, but
the Browns are going to Browns, man. I hope Baker just lights them up.
Oh, he's gonna.
And just destroys them week 1. That'd be so awesome.
He's gonna.
Because I feel like Baker was done dirty. I really do.
Yeah,
I'm not a big Baker fan, but it's like, dude,
he played hurt.
And
like
he played
most
hurt.
all the last year.
Let's look at the scenario.
Better than the majority of the players on your team.
The Browns organization is an absolute garbage franchise. It is an absolute joke. The Cleveland Browns are the epitome of pathetic. And they finally draft a quarterback
who's competent.
By the grace of God, who is competent even under Hugh Jackson, possibly one of the worst coaches of all time, and leads them to a playoff where they were a 4th and 1 defensive stop away from giving a chance to beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And then he tries to play hurt, and you cut him for a serial sexual
flasher,
deviant?
I guess.
Flasher? We don't know.
I don't know.
It's
a creep.
It's just the Browns never stop being the Browns. You're a joke, and this is just. I shouldn't say it's hilarious to watch. It's probably sad for a lot of women who have been traumatized. But just watching the Browns just shoot themselves in the foot is awesome.
Yeah, that's the hilarious part.
That's the hilarious part.
Yeah,
and also I love how they're like, like Deshaun Watson, he only. He's going to get a 6-game suspension for nonviolent conduct. Also, he can only use facility masseuses. Like, that's in the ruling.
And they get
And they're
a taser.
That'd be a great. That should be in there. That'd be.
Pulls his taint out.
I'm super tight now.
I'm sure Sean's like, do it again.
That
Yeah.
might he might actually
It's like, I just found a new kink.
new kink. He's got a kink.
Now he's
He's
bringing,
got a
now he's
kink.
bringing his own bath towels and his own taser to every single massage. Again, sexual assault is not funny.
No,
Not funny, but making fun of sexual assaulters is funny.
yeah.
Crazy times at NFL High.
Wow.
That was bad.
We're gonna talk about apparently Aaron Rodgers admitting to taking ayahuasca.
He didn't admit it. He never denied it.
Well,
He's like, yeah.
not admitting
Again,
it.
yeah,
It is talking about
He
it.
never admits or denies anything.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
but
right,
before,
true,
before we go into
yeah.
it, do you know what ayahuasca is?
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah,
What is
it's
ayahuasca?
hallucinate.
Like mushrooms or what is it?
drug.
What is it?
It's peyote.
Is it synthetic
it's
or-
you
No,
usually
it's a plant.
plant
that
they make into like a kind of a drink.
Usually, yeah, they make it into that.
and you have like it's usually
Oh, I like
a
that. Sounds like
ceremony like
Have you
provided
guys
by
done
a
ayahuasca?
It's not
shaman.
because you usually like puke your guts up and shit your pants.
Yeah.
Oh, I've
And-
heard Ron White talk about this.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a cheap form that you can.
Yeah, but it's like
Met-
like you have like some serious like clarity, don't you, about life and
You have a trip of a
yeah,
lifetime.
Let's not.
yeah.
No, I have a friend who did one. Like he went to fucking
Central America.
Central
or-
America to do it, and then he came back and he was trying to talk to us about like the quantum plane and how everything is dictated there. And
You turn into Joe Rogan.
yeah, and I was like, listen, man, like
Yeah.
you're just talking about a very small plane of existence, or you're just talking about atoms. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? The quantum plane, man. Yeah, quantum just means very small, and plane, like, you're talking about a different dimension. What the fuck are you even saying? He's like, oh, you just don't get it, man. I was like, I don't think you get it, because you just keep saying quantum plane.
you
like,
don't.
you know what that
you're not.
fucking
You're not
means.
enlightened, Vince. That's what it is. You're not enlightened
I
by the
guess
ayahuasca.
not.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, he apparently did a ceremony with a shaman somewhere and got this done, and that's what he
That's how he went- that's how he got back to back.
attributes
Yeah,
to.
that's how he got back.
MVPs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Maybe Russell Wilson should take some ayahuasca. And that's,
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to heat up the tea
In the stadium.
In the stadium.
Burned down
Yeah.
by the upper section.
'Cause they let Russ cook again.
Would you guys do ayahuasca?
No.
I don't know. That sounds a
I
little
don't
bit
wanna
too much.
puke and shit my brains out.
I've never.
I
I've
would-
never done it.
I
while
wouldn't-
hallucinating.
Yeah, I wouldn't
You'd rather
mind
do
doing like
mushrooms?
I would. Yeah, I would do I would do
wouldn't wanna do that
mushrooms.
either. Hallucinating does not sound like fun.
Well, mushrooms. I mean, that's becoming more and more like accepted as like a form of treatment for depression and
hallucinating is becoming. I mean, I guess yeah.
psilocybin. Yeah,
I guess
and
yeah.
pla-
If you're
that and
hallucinating of a better existence, yeah, maybe that does help. But I just feel like that's just a dangerous game to play, where people always worry about like escapism, right? Where like
Well,
you,
it
where
literally
you play, you get like Kyler Murray's addicted to video games, and so
You
that's
can't- there's no you can't like get addicted to
To
mushrooms.
please stop, Tim.
Tim, you
It's
can
not-
never be
please
addicted
stop.
to anything.
Yeah, there's
can't
Not a
get-
physical addiction.
get
a psych.
to weed, man. Yeah, you can.
It's a psychological addiction,
It's
not
still
a
addiction.
not a
it's like
physical
alcoholism.
physical.
Yeah,
No, alcoholism is a physical addiction.
it's psychological.
Physical because if you drink so much and then you can't have it, it will kill you. Like
That's
if you
not
do it so
true.
hard. Yeah.
You can't die from not drinking
I-
alcohol.
If you smoked weed every day, all day, every day, and then just stopped, it wouldn't have any physical effect on you other than that maybe
Except
you
for your
would
brain.
want it. But with alcohol, it would throw you into a physical.
It's still
like
addiction,
hair-
though, whether it's physical or not.
Physical, or
Right, but
psychological.
there's a difference in that. You're trying to attribute like mushrooms to like
I'm saying that their psychological effects are just as pertinent and can cause physical problems. Your brain controls
Uh-huh.
everything, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So if you're just like day in and day out, you're just popping mushrooms and having.
Who does that
having-
though?
That's what I'm saying. Addicts. Like once you like a person.
Nobody just. No.
No.
Nobody just has that access to mushrooms every day unless they personally grow them. Like that doesn't happen. They don't just come around every day for the typical person.
That's true. You could say that for any drug.
No.
You can. You say that about weed. Weed, especially in a state like this where it's illegal. You can't just come across.
Nobody
it
can
all the time.
function. I mean, unless you're the weirdest hippie that has nothing to do any day.
We're not talking about functionality. We're talking about addiction.
Yeah, I'm saying that.
Nobody's addicted to mushrooms. Come on, man. No.
Again, people say.
And I was just all I was talking about was that.
Can you be addicted to marijuana?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
But
at least you admit that.
All I'm saying.
Anyways.
All I'm saying, I think it is dangerous to treat something with a hallucinogen. That seems dangerous. That's all I'm trying to say.
I think it's way more safe than the other synthetic pharmaceutical drugs that they're working. They're actually they're rewired.
You hate that so much?
The whole idea of like synthetic stuff. Guess where that synthetic stuff came from? Nature.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
this is we're doing things that would naturally happen.
You get on antidepressants, you start taking them for the rest of your life. With mushrooms, like you can do
people do it all the time.
If we study it more, you can take it. You do it a couple of times, and if you have the right therapy and treatment,
I'm all for study it. That's great.
Therapy and treatment, it can rewire your brain,
Tim,
and it will restart something, and you don't have to take it the rest of your life.
Except people are gonna like.
No.
People.
That is not how it works.
People who do mushrooms are like, yeah, mushrooms are cool, and then they do it.
I've taken a tab of LSA, which is like the thing below LSD, and I have not. And it was the best time of my life. I haven't craved it since. Like it helped. It was nice. It was the happiest time of my life. No,
I don't think
it was available one time only.
Right.
I blacked out because it made drinking really easy. And no, that's not how it works.
Well, and I don't claim to know any of your mental health things, but I wouldn't
clinically depressed for at least 4 years of my life, and then since then just regular depressed.
Okay, so like I said, it just seems like people I don't know, like, but you also never took mushrooms for it, right? Never were prescribed mushrooms.
The opportunity has come up very seldomly.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like,
and I haven't, and it's been offered to me, and but it does scare me a little bit.
But I think what Vince's point is, it's just because it doesn't come up doesn't mean, like, if mushrooms were easily prescribed, then people would be addicted to mushrooms because they can get it easily.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that hallucinogens are known to when they can affect your brain and how you perceive actual reality.
Yeah, you don't want to do too many of them. You can be declared legally insane, but that's more like acid. Like mushrooms aren't probably, you wouldn't want to do those all the time either. But acid is one, if you do that too many times, it will rewire your brain so much that you literally see colors all the time. Yeah. That's not good.
Right. And I'm just saying, I'm all for it. That's why I'm saying I don't think I'm one of those people that's nothing should be off limits in the pursuit of knowledge. We need to figure out how humans work, right? We need to figure out what works best to help people, right? And if that means let's do you guys cool with taking some mushrooms? You're depressed, right? Take some mushrooms, see how it works.
Ayahuasca.
See how it works. If you consent to it, here you go. Try it out. Let us know how it works. And that's cool. I'm down for it.
Yeah.
But I would say, I would think that they could probably come up with an actual drug, a synthetic drug, man. Non-organic. Are you kidding me? GMO.
I am not being like that hippie guy. No, I understand that. But the tip, what we've had
to overcome depression just sounds bad to me. That's all I'm saying. That is literally all I'm saying. I'm not trying to.
I mean, plenty of synthetic drugs can be a hallucinogen if you take them the wrong way.
For sure. And which is why on the fucking bottle it says, "Don't fucking do this with something else." It says, take this much of it. If you take any more, you'll go crazy. It says that.
Yeah.
All right. Who won that debate? That was a weird debate. I don't know.
I don't think it's a winner.
we kind of
Tim, not
agreed on
everything has to be a
something.
debate. We
No.
can have a
But
conversation.
that was kind of a debate though. There, I don't know. Like, you seem kind of just like
You seem
against. Like,
You're against
do I
drugs,
like
Against
hippies?
drugs,
Do I like
man.
hippies? Of course not. Hippies are like ruining society.
that's not where I was
They have been
going
since
with that. As like,
1962.
What I'm saying is that like this like fear of man-made drugs
Well,
is
yeah.
silly.
Well, I think the fear of man-made drugs comes from the opioid crisis,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of just blame that's pushed. Like, I'm not promoting big pharma or anything, but it's an easy like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, that's bad, so that's the problem.
Right. Which they are a business.
Which they are
firm.
very guilty of. I'm not
Yeah.
saying
Yeah,
that.
they
I'm
are.
just saying there's more pieces to the puzzle than
Yeah.
just.
I'd say there's psilocybin and mushrooms is all I'm talking about, and those have promise of
Why not
treating.
ayahuasca?
Ayahuasca is a very drastic. I think.
It's because Joe Rogan does it. That's why he doesn't like it.
No, I don't. It's not that I don't like it. It's
As
just,
Joe Rogan
but
does,
as he's talking about, it sends people into a different reality. It goes a
And
little bit too
perceive it.
far.
So you had a friend who actually did it.
You might be
happy.
You might be happy the rest of your life, but you're also going to be talking about the
Awesome.
astral plane for
Yeah.
the rest of your life.
He then also went on to marry a white woman with dreadlocks, so I know that it fucked him up. For
You're
life.
not friends with him.
And he's
anymore.
gonna
No,
be.
I'm not.
and he's going to be a.
Oh,
pro-
really? This is. Oh, when was this?
It was a while ago.
I've never heard of ayahuasca until just recently.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Mainly because like a comedian, there's like a comedian group of like Joe Rogan and his friends who were into it. So that's how I heard it on podcasts, pretty much.
it's so
So-
funny like how sheltered you are, despite like not being exactly sheltered as like a growing up. At
So
all.
you're saying
but-
I'm ignorant.
Kind of, yeah. Like you stick,
Yeah.
you stick to your lane, like and never branch out.
I have tunnel vision.
Exactly.
I'm going down this path, and
and every once in a while, something will kind of break it. And
they'll veer me off, and I'm like, shit, I gotta get back. I gotta get back on the road. I swerve back on. Yeah. What else? What do you think? What else do you think I'm ignorant about?
I don't. That's the thing is, it's always this random ass.
Well.
No, it's
Say your
always
piece.
It's always these random ass things. Like I mean, I can't think of any other previous ones, but yeah, when you're just like, have you heard of ayahuasca? it's like, yeah, the things that Native Americans have been like, like they've been using for centuries.
Yeah, I think it's.
Yep.
I'm just dumb. I don't. I'm not educated. I like football.
I like beer.
I like beer.
That's all I need.
I am like the epitome of the basic bitch of human. That was intense. I didn't expect you guys to get into a big drug conversation. That was fun. I liked it.
I don't know what was accomplished though.
But it doesn't matter. That was
think we
real.
got
I've
it.
never
I think we didn't
seen.
get
I've never
anywhere.
seen both you like get kind of.
I'm not
fired up.
even that passionate about it.
passionate on
but-
a serious thing that like we still don't know the answer to. That was very interesting. That was fun. I enjoyed that. I need to bring up some more ayahuasca shit next week. Would you, okay, I do. Before we end this, I just want you guys to know that I don't think I would ever do ayahuasca, but if I did, it would be with you two.
Okay.
At the same time.
All right.
So if you guys want to go down that path, I'm willing to go down there with you.
Mm.
But
I hope I never hit that rock bottom.
Aaron Rodgers ain't rock bottom, baby. Back-to-back MVP champs.
I mean,
Yeah, he was on this podcast, and
But is it worth it though? Having
you
been
should-
told by like one of the hottest women on planet that you have like a terrible sex game or a small wiener or whatever it was, is it worth it?
well, I mean that's my life anyway, so I got nothing to lose.
Yeah, but you're not on national television being told that. Like,
That's true. Aaron Rodgers was on this. He was on some podcast. I don't know, some hippie
that was
podcast.
also that was a cute little subtle thing.
What?
Calling your wife the most beautiful woman.
Oh no, I was calling my penis small.
Thought it was cute for a second.
maybe I meant it that way. But he was on this. Aaron Rodgers on this hippy dippy podcast. I watched a clip because I follow him. I love Aaron Rodgers. We know that. I follow him on Instagram, and so he had a clip of the podcast, and he's just like, he was funny. He's like, I learned that I gotta love myself unconditionally. when you can love yourself unconditionally, you win an MVP. It was something like that, and like, because I'm very anti like that. I'm like, I think
which also I mean,
well,
we know that's not true if because Russell Wilson's there, loves himself more than
and has no MVPs.
Yeah, none.
But yeah, no. On a serious note, that's like anti my religion.
Yeah, right.
Of
exactly.
like loving yourself, and like I'm the last person I should be loving. Literally says, okay, we don't have to get into it, but yeah,
this became a Christian podcast.
This is now we went from a car podcast.
It's going to be a Bible study podcast.
It was a car podcast to a magic podcast to a drug ayahuasca hallucinogen podcast to a Bible study podcast. Now that's the Garage Talk podcast in a nutshell. If that doesn't
that's
sell
what
you,
happens in the garage.
I don't
man.
know what does.
That's what happens in the garage. Anything's up for debate. Anything.
So, well, I think that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you, love you, and we will see you